The main thing that's causing fires is deforestation. You'd agree with that?
Deforestation is an important aspect of the fires, but it's not the only one.
As fires continue to burn in Brazil's rainforest, Ricardo Salles, Brazil's environment minister, says he's in the U.S. to tell his government's side of the story.
It's a communication challenge, I think.
According to France's Emmanuel Macron, it's an international crisis. Canada's Prime Minister agrees, and Finland is urging EU countries to stop importing beef and soybeans from Brazil. They point to Brazil's mismanagement of a rainforest they consider vital to all humanity. And the fires, more than 43,000 from January through August of this year, according to Brazil's space agency, as Exhibit A. Salles, a lawyer by training, took office in January under conservative President Jair Bolsonaro. In his first trip to the U.S. as Minister of the Environment, Salles confirmed the Brazilian president plans to address the United Nations General Assembly. He says Bolsonaro wants to talk about the country's environmental policies.
What's the message he's going to be bringing?
Brazil is an example of a sustainable country, as opposed to the narrative that was created that they are dismantling the environmental structure.
But why are the fires at the highest level since 2010?
With these years, you see that it's hotter, it's drier.
The drought has been milder this year.
What happened is that the distribution of the rain during the period this year was much more concentrated than the past 3 years.
Rainforest fires typically burn land that has been either fully or partially deforested. The rate of forest loss in Brazil's Amazon started to decline around 2005.
In 2012 on, it became going up again.
Salles says final deforestation statistics for this year won't be released until November.
But 70% more forest has been cleared this year than the year prior. This is according to your own government statistics. So it's happening.
The important thing is where it comes from. It comes from illegal mining, it comes from the illegal use of the forest for the wood removal, and also an appropriate agriculture use.
Is the message that you're bringing that deforestation is not as bad as it appears?
We're saying that illegal deforestation must be fight against it. We are already doing, actually.
What constitutes legal deforestation is a complex matter. Property owners in Brazil's Amazon are legally entitled to deforest some of their land. But according to Brazilian environmental lawyers, wildcat miners, loggers, and ranchers often bribe officials to get phony land titles. Salles says legal landowners should be paid to preserve the forest and not cut and clear their land.
The fact is that in order to avoid the increase of areas for the use of agriculture, we need to provide to the owners an alternative in terms of economic use of the property. And that's why we're looking for the payment for environmental services, which is a rate that we remunerate those owners.
That's expensive, and you're going through budget cuts right now. You cut your budget overall by about 25%.
It's not necessarily coming from the budget. It can come from international governments, leagues that are asking Brazil not to produce or not to increase the areas of plantation. It's a tool that can be used for turn speeches into actions.
Salles says he's announcing a bioeconomic summit, which will take place in November. He says Brazil will invite representatives from international companies to discuss preservation of the Brazilian Amazon and economic development there.
Boycotts from companies like H&M. How worried are you about these affecting your economy?
First, I don't think it's fair because Brazil is doing well. We have a legal framework which is an example to the world, the forestry code, the maintenance of the appropriate sustainable production and everything.
But these companies clearly aren't convinced.
We are here to show them that they are not convinced based on misinformation.
Many people think your country has a major role to play in preventing climate change because you've got 60% of the Amazon rainforest. This is the world's most biodiverse forest, and they're concerned that if it continues to be destroyed at the rate that it is right now, that could make climate change worse. Does that concern you? I mean, does climate change keep you up at night?
No, it's an important issue.
It's an issue on the minds of many world leaders, as Salles, as he says, tries to reshape the narrative.